Heath Ledger walked into a locked interrogation room, looked Christian Bale dead in the eyes, and said 2 words: "Hit me." He wasn't acting yet. The cameras hadn't even rolled. And when Bale actually did it, hard enough that the tiles on the wall cracked, something shifted on that set that nobody fully understood until it was too late. Christian Bale had already built a reputation as the most physically committed actor in Hollywood before anyone said the word Batman near him. He dropped to a skeletal frame for The Machinist, surviving on almost nothing for months, then packed on over 100 pounds at Nolan's request, trimmed back down, and arrived on the Batman Begins set so locked into character that his own name wasn't even on his trailer door. Bruce Wayne's was. He even kept an American accent in every public appearance, determined that the transformation would be total. The famous growling Batman voice came largely from Bale himself, the idea that this version of the character should feel less like a hero and more like a barely contained force of fury. He hated the Batsuit. That discomfort, somehow, became part of the performance. By the time The Dark Knight went into production, Bale was already considered one of the most obsessive actors alive. Then Heath Ledger showed up. The casting had been widely mocked. Ledger was known primarily for a teenage romance and a deeply human performance in Brokeback Mountain. Not exactly the resume people expected for Gotham's most terrifying villain. The backlash was immediate and, in places, genuinely ugly. Nobody outside of Christopher Nolan and his brother Jonathan seemed to believe the choice made sense. Jonathan Nolan had even doubted it himself at first, before spending months researching the Joker's earliest comic appearances and several classic films to build the character from the ground up. Ledger's preparation was unlike anything his co-stars had encountered. He locked himself in a London hotel room for roughly a month, alone with a private diary full of disturbing imagery and experimental writing, testing different voices and laughs, until something real emerged. He built the Joker's distinctive cadence partly around a 1979 interview with musician Tom Waits. He collaborated obsessively with the costume and makeup teams, treating every detail, down to the character's shoes, as essential. When filming began, he stayed in costume all day, but between takes he was warm, joking with the crew, handing out hugs. The transformation only fully switched on when the camera did. That interrogation scene, their very first together, established everything. Bale later admitted that Ledger had essentially walked in and made him the less interesting person in the room, and that even Michael Caine, after 5 decades of acting, forgot his own lines the first time he watched Ledger work. Away from set, though, the two found a genuine connection. During a cast go-kart day, Ledger quietly demolished everyone on the track, then mentioned almost casually that his father had raced professionally. Bale still speaks about him with obvious warmth. What was invisible on set was the cost. Ledger told journalists he was sleeping only around 2 hours a night during production, relying on prescription sleep aids to function at all. He said it was the most fun he'd ever had on a film. On January 22, 2008, he was found unresponsive in his Manhattan apartment. He was 28. The medical examiner ruled his death an accidental overdose, caused by the combined effect of several legally prescribed medications. No single drug taken in excess, but a lethal combination his body couldn't withstand. The following year, he became only the second actor in history to receive a posthumous Oscar, taking Best Supporting Actor in a near-total sweep of the awards season. His family accepted the award on his behalf. Bale eventually stepped back from extreme physical transformation, publicly calling it unsustainable. Ledger never got that choice. Both facts deserve to sit together: the brilliance of what he created and the very real human price of creating it. If this story stayed with you, like and subscribe. There are more worth telling.